Good day, ma'am. This is Bea Garcia,
This is Jamila Sultan, and I will act as a listener.
and I'll be the speaker. Listening is often something we take for granted, probably because it's common or a natural process that people hear what is being said about others. But hearing is a lot different to listening. To listen, we need to make a conscious effort not to just hear what people are saying, but take it in, digest it, and understand it as well. So, listening, it's a person's ability to receive and interpret the information during a communication process. And without listening skills or without active listening skills, a person won't be able to receive and interpret the message accurately that leads to a miscommunication or communication breakdown. Listening is the key to all effective communication, and it's a skill that underpins all positive human relationships. To listen, we need to focus on what is being said, focusing not only the story but how it is being told. And it's very much necessary to have listening skills for some variety of reasons. One of it is that having a good listening skills improve or ensure a better relationship towards others, or it connects us towards others that made our relationship even more stronger. And when we have listening skills, we're able to understand and interpret the message right, and that way we can save time, we can save energy and even money. And having good listening skills, it helps to avoid communication errors or miscommunication or misunderstanding. Or should I say that having a good listening skills, it helps to prevent problem escalating. In the communication, we cannot deny a fact that barriers is always present. So here are some barriers of listening that somehow hang there for a better understanding. So the first one is interrupting or knowing the answer. It means that the listener think that he or she already know what the speaker wants to say, and by interrupting the speaker before letting her or him finish, the listener just showed that he or she don't value what the speaker is saying. You know, a good listener tries to keep an open, receptive mind. Second one is trying to be helpful. Although trying to be helpful may seem beneficial, it may sound reasonable, but in listening, trying to be helpful interferes with listening because the listener is thinking about how to solve what he or she perceives to be the speaker's problem. And consequently, the listener misses what the speaker is being said. Next one is seeing discussions contagion, and this barrier often happens, especially when the listener is kind of competitive. And there are just some listener who feel compelled to challenge every point the speaker makes, even if they inwardly agree about it. Then discussion then becomes a contest. Treating discussion as a competition is one of the most serious barriers to good listening. It greatly inhibits the listener from stretching and seeing a different point of view. It can also be frustrating for the speaker like me. So I guess that's all, and I hope you learn about it.
So that's great, and you're precisely right about, especially about the listening skills, where I totally agree about the importance of listening skills. And as a listener, I have seen when someone learns how to communicate effectively, and they can save relationship and not totally personal but also professional relationships. And for me, as a student, it helps me for a reason that I can easily understand the lessons accurately and deliberately. And to listen, we need to make a conscious effort not just to hear what people are saying, but to take it in digest and understand it. Not only does listening enhance your ability to understand better and make you a better listener, it also makes the experience more enjoyable to both listener and speaker. So, listening skills is undeniably important in communication. It provides a lot of benefits that will help the listener to absorb the message accurately. And also, regarding to what you have said earlier about the communication barriers, before we communicate, it is necessary to solve this kind of problem for us to be clear about the information, what the speaker been said, and we can avoid communication breakdown. And as a good listener, we must try to keep an open and have the receptive mind. We will look for the opportunities to stretch our mind when listening and to acquire these new ideas or insights rather than reinforcing points of view. And for us to overcome this kind of barriers, we must keep our mind open during conversation and it requires discipline and practice.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's great that you learned about my discussion earlier.
And my moral lesson about our topic in listening skills is that as a listener, listening is voluntarily act where we try to make sense out of the noise we hear, and that could be the speaker or the partner telling about some information. We must voluntarily listen or focus on what or she been said to avoid communication breakdown. You need to be actively listened and understand well and attentive while the speaker is speaking. A good listener will listen not only what is being said but also what is left unsaid or partially unsaid. Listening effectively is giving you undivided attention. It means that you listen with more than just your ears, communicate with your eyes, heart, and body language.
And my moral lesson about is that listening skills is very much needed to an effective communication and for the conversation to go smoothly. It has a lot of beneficial advantages that would help for a better result. And as a student, I would say that listening skills are helpful in obtaining an information for a reason that it makes us to comprehend the information or the lesson accurately. Everyone must attain good listening skills so that we can understand each other easily and for us to understand the world as well. That's all. Thank you.